Siemaneczko. Gramy dalej w Black Mirror. Dam wam szybko znać. Na Discordzie. Dobra, dałem wam znać. Jeszcze podgląd na YouTube. Mam podgląd. I Ola też jest. Ola obecność. Dobra. Zobaczmy.
What a dump. The castle looks like it's been fighting a battle with nature for the past 10 years. And lost. I can't believe that someone still lives here. Everything's so run down and overgrown.
No. It is.
Only this window has been nailed shut. The others were left unprotected and so for the most part are broken. It looks like the occupiers moved out in a hurry. Or they didn't care about what happened to the castle.
Siemano. Paulinka obecność. Co? Chłopiec? Tu jest chłopiec! Tu jest chłopiec! Boże, tutaj...
Judging by his clothing, I bet he never reckoned on ending up standing in a swamp.
Chłopiec tam jest.
Not long now and you'll see this place as one green sea of plants. A dream habitat for frogs and swamp plants. Ugh. It smells all rotten and a bit airless. Probably the leaves from the trees rotting in the water.
Tu możemy iść do ogrodu. Do zamku. Tu już nic nie ma. Można wrócić do zamku. Chłopiec.
The boy's around 12 years old, I guess. Looks like he could be watching me.
Cześć, chłopiec.
The boy's around 12 years old, I guess. Looks like he could be watching me. Hey, kid! I know you're there. Come out, I'm not gonna hurt you.
You couldn't anyway. I'm much too quick for you.
If you say so. I'm Darren Michaels, a mighty physics student.
I'm Van Helsing.
Van Helsing!
The vampire hunter? I always thought you were a bit older, sir. Can you tell me where I am? What's this castle?
Eh? It's the old Gordon's place.
The Gordons? From Willow Creek?
Willow Creek? I don't know what you're talking about. Sir Richard and Lady Eleanor used to live here.
And where are we exactly?
Where?
Wali,
Wales.
no hello,
Great.
nie grałeś w jedynkę? Darren?
I saw some toys in the castle. Are they yours?
Yes, all my things. And my car. I got that for my birthday. I daren't go in there since those men have been there.
You better not. They're dangerous.
Are they werewolves?
Yes.
No. But they kidnapped me.
Cool.
Dzieciaki.
Have you seen the two men who are living in the castle now?
Yes, nasty men.
You bet.
One of them chased me. Said he would call the police if I don't disappear.
I'm sure he wouldn't do that.
The woman was much nicer.
Which woman?
Jaka
The
kobieta?
pretty one
I see.
was here a few weeks ago. She was snooping around and asked me about the summer house and the laboratory. And then she went. She took some blood samples with her.
Strange. Did she tell you her name? Or what she planned to do with them?
She needed the blood for research. Angelina said.
Whoa.
Angelina?
For research. Maybe she's a vampire hunter too.
What did the woman look like?
Well, like a woman. Pretty.
Like this? Did she look like this?
Yes, that's her. But she had long blonde hair when she was here.
Co?
I liked her much more like that.
Long blonde hair. And when did you say she was here?
It was before my birthday. About
4
4
tygodnie
weeks ago.
temu?
Long before we coincidentally bumped into each other.
Okłamuje go? Angelina go okłamuje?
What kind of summer house is that?
It's all ruins. Blew up.
Really?
Yes, a long time ago. My father says that old Sir Richard died in the explosion. He had his laboratory in the summer house. He was a scientist. I think he was a vampire.
Really?
Of course. He experimented with blood. Who else does that kind of thing?
Maybe you're right. And they gave up the castle after the explosion?
Maybe. That was 10 years ago. Since I've been coming here, the castle has always been empty.
What exactly did the woman do when she was here?
Looked at the castle and the summer house, especially the house.
Do you know what she did there?
Looked for something, and I think she tried to get into the old laboratory. At some point, she gave up and started searching at the tomb in the marshes. I had to go home because it was starting to get dark. When I came back the next day, she walked past me coming from the summer house. She had a bag of blood in her hand and was very happy. And then, she left.
Listen, Van Helsing, can you do me a favor and keep watch for the car and the other man coming back? I need to have a look around here and, I need a lookout.
Of course. Nothing gets past me.
Excellent. That can't possibly be a coincidence. Angela snoops around the Gordon estate, and I discover a connection to this very family in Biddeford. Did Angelina lie to me?
Okłamywała
The
cię.
question is, did she have a good reason, or does she work for the Order? I can't leave here before I found some answers.
Angelina cię oszukuje. Ty jesteś głupi, bo zakochany. A ja wiem, co Angelina robiła, bo graliśmy w jedynkę. Angelina badała, czy w krwi jest ten gen szaleństwa. Tylko to zostało po laboratorium.
That could have been a tower at one time. The princess would have been locked in the top, waiting for her knight in shining armor. Who knows what's waiting there now? I'm pretty sure that there's something interesting inside. But I can't get inside from here.
No wiadomo, że nie.
The house, or what's left of it, is not as old as the other ruins here. Apart from the burnt places on the ruins, I can't spot anything else of interest. A water hose, which apparently they used to use to blast the garden. It's had it. There's a huge rip in it about a yard long. I was probably watering it over the winter, and when it froze, it will have bursted. Hoses have been real useful to me up till now. Hopefully the same goes for this one. The hose has had it. There's a tear in it here more than a yard long. A completely filthy water tap.
Działa.
Wow, who'd have thought it? It still works.
To super.
A certainly old, but still functioning water tap.
Coś będzie trzeba tu zrobić z nim.
This lamp definitely hasn't worked for eons, and for sure is never going to again. Wrecked, like everything here.
Did I build this ship to rest? No Boże.
That's where someone either tried to turn into the entrance, or the wall fell down through old age. Behind the wall is where a kind of moat begins, maybe 4 or 5 yards deep. Down there's perhaps a few objects from the Middle Ages, but that's for archaeologists. This wall is definitely just as old as the tower, and just as shaky. I had to keep away from it. The only function of the wall seems to be to hold up the gate. I won't disturb it.
Nie idź tam jeszcze. Nie idź tam jeszcze.
The bowl is full to the brim with water. The outlet's probably blocked so that the rainwater can't escape.
It can't.
A tree's blocking the way. But I reckon I can climb over the trunk.
No nie wiem. O kurwa.
Oh, damn! That could also have gone in my eye. It's a miracle that so much of the house is still standing after the tree smashed into it. Nothing interesting to see. The roof has caved in and buried the room below it. A hook. It still looks pretty sound despite the rust. It's damn well fixed. I'm not gonna get it out with my bare hands. No chance. The door's wedged. And even if it wasn't, the building looks likely to fall down any minute anyway.
Any minute anyway. hak.
Huh. It's a miracle that the stairs haven't collapsed, but I'm still not gonna step on them.
Don't step on them. Then.
Luckily, it seems to have not rained here for a while. That's why the morass is relatively hard and dry. Otherwise, I would have sunken deeper, and might not have been able to get out on my own. Luckily, it seems otherwise I would have. Luckily, it's otherwise I would.
Ciekawe.
A pulley, somewhat battered and weathered, but it still works.
Bloczek?
Looks useful. I'll take it with me. The pulley is hung up somewhere up there with a hook. The hook below then slowly pulls itself into the housing when you pull on the thin chain. A simple principle. All you need is somewhere to secure it, and you have to get the weight securely fastened onto the lower hook.
Okay.
A monument. And there's more behind. Maybe some kind of family plot. Strange. None of the graves look like they're from recent years. Most of the stones must have been standing there for decades.
Siemka. Dziękuję. Obecność.
Is that also some kind of grave? Huh. Nope. Rather more like a water basin. There's about half an inch of duckweed floating on the water. The statues are of veiled women, grieving for the dead. In their book it says... nothing.
Krypta. Boże, pamiętajcie...
The ground's real soft everywhere here. I think it must be a swamp. I bet as soon as it rains, you can't put one foot in front of the other. This building must be the only one you can still get into.
Pamiętacie, jak Samuel tu był w jedynce?
There are two belts. They look like carrion slings. And they look new. The belts are a ripstop weave. They'll sure hold quite a bit.
Ciekawe.
A stone figure holding weighing scales. The scales are empty.
No, Samuel tutaj umieszczał zagadki rzeczy.
Obviously a wild, romantic place. Only the stinking swamp outside ruins the atmosphere. Obviously a wild... This stone statue is covered in moss, like the others. It's carrying a metal shield. Unusual. The shield hasn't been moved in years. False alarm. Could be Poseidon. Well, the statue's got a trident in its hand, at least. The lid is partly fallen in. That would appear to have been a few years back, though. The lid is partly fallen in. The lid is partly fallen. Little Van Helsing reckoned that Angelina had spent a long time messing around the tomb here. And here's the lid, not lying squarely on the sarcophagus. There are some stone chips which have come off the edge. Doesn't look all too old. Angelina had opened the sarcophagus, that much is clear. But why?
Pasy.
I don't know why Angelina had lifted the lid off the sarcophagus. But the question is, how can I do that? The lid must weigh several hundred pounds. Angelina must have definitely had some kind of suitable equipment on hand, as opposed to me. I don't know why. The question is, there are some stone. In horror stories, there's always secret passageways. In reality, though, I think I can exclude that idea. They're only probably. I'll place the sling around the back right corner, and the other around the front left one. The slings are exactly long enough to touch in the middle. Great idea. Oh, but sadly I've forgotten my crane. You know, the one I wanted to hang the pulley from? A good plan. Unfortunately, the thing...
Potrzebuję hak, ale nie jestem w stanie go wyciągnąć ze ściany, więc nic tu na razie nie zrobimy. A tędy się nie da przejść. Tu nie ma przejścia. Czegoś nam brakuje. Definitely.
Hi there.
Hello.
That's a nice hatchet you got there.
Mm-hmm. I found it.
Do you think I could borrow it?
A vampire hunter never puts his weapon down.
I see. Do you never have a break from being a vampire hunter?
What else can I play? All my toys are inside.
Nie samochodzik.
Hey, look!
Ooh, my car!
Przepraszam. Czy możesz przestać się bawić i dać mi siekierę? pierdolę.
Hey, buddy. I've got to
Of
get.
course.
I don't know what I could ask him.
Daj mi sikierę.
I don't know what I could ask him at the moment. Approximately a foot-long shop in... I really doubt that there are vampires here.
No jest siekiera,
The little
zostawił
guy's
ją.
hatchet. Oh, it's seen better days. Can I just borrow the hatchet?
Yeah, of course.
Świetnie. Możemy hak wziąć. Stój!
I'll try to loosen the hook using the hatchet.
Good.
That worked amazingly well. Well, okay. Let's give it a go. Oh.
Chyba dead, no. Ja pierdolę. Może co my mamy tu zrobić?
The
Rozpadający
lid
się
is
sufit.
partly fallen in. Obviously a
Gdzie ja mam ten hak umieścić? Jeśli umieścisz tu hak,
Well, okay.
to zginiesz.
Oh.
Dziwne. Co ja mam tu zrobić? Na co to ja mam to umieścić? No próbuję, ale... Bo to jest, że ogólnie na rozpadlinę, więc jak tutaj umieścisz, to się i tak zawali, bo to jest tylko jedno miejsce.
Obviously a
Bo to jest jako cały rozpadający się sufit. Tu nie ma umieszczenia w odpowiednim miejscu.
Well, okay.
Bo on zawsze będzie tu umieszczać. Zawsze.
Oh.
I... Zawsze. Super, zginęliśmy już 3 razy. Dobrze, że ta gra ma autozapis. O, drzewa.
3 very similar trees. All about as thick as an arm. About 3 or 4 yards tall. And pretty bent over by the wind. The trees only have their first branches quite high up. And barely any, but they're still too thick to break them and bring... This'll take a while. The axe is real blunt.
Okej, okej.
Okay, I felled the trees and trimmed the trunks for a good 1.5 yards.
Ciekawe.
The tree trunks are about an arm's thickness.
Pnie drzewa. Ale co masz z nimi zrobić?
The tree trunks are about an arm's thickness.
Co masz zrobić z tymi drzewami? Związać je.
Now how does that go? You can somehow rig up a tripod. on
Trójnok.
pieces of wood.
Trójnok zrobi.
And
Aha.
then so. Yep,
Boże, kocham tą
exactly.
grę.
And now one tripod. Just has to be erected now. I'll position it as well as I can over the sarcophagus.
No. I masz trójnoga. Do stojaka przytwierdzisz.
I'll hang the pulley on the rope. I'll try to get as much of the rope as I can.
Świetnie.
The length just makes it. Real careful. I hope it's gonna hold.
Udało się.
What have we got here? Steps leading down.
Boże.
The gap is big enough to squeeze through. I only hope that my rig up doesn't collapse as soon as I'm in.
No kurwa. Pamiętacie to laboratorium?
Whoa.
Z jedynki?
Now where's this then? Looks like the inside of a tower. And here's some kind of crater in the floor.
Bo
Looks
tu
like
był
something's
wybuch.
exploded here.
Mhm.
The safe survived the explosion undamaged, I'd say. These burns may have well come from a welding set. The kid reckoned that Angelina looked real pleased with herself. Somehow she must have got the safe open. Now what have we got here? A combination lock. But not with numbers, with letters.
Aha. R-O-B-E-R. Świetnie.
Sheesh. I can only guess here. Chains, wrought iron rings, crudely hewn stones. Not exactly what you'd call modern craftsmanship. Rather more like a Frankenstein movie. Whether the crack goes back to the explosion or appeared later, I don't know. Whichever the case, it doesn't look good. Logic tells me that the tower has been standing like this for years, and so the chances are pretty damn slim that it's all of a sudden gonna collapse this minute, just while I'm here. But my gut tells me that I shouldn't stay here any longer than I absolutely need to.
Siemanko, obecność.
It looks like there wasn't any fire. There's no charring in the rubble. An explosion which caused this kind of damage in a closed space? So Richard wouldn't have stood a chance.
Haha, nie powiem ci. Dowiesz się w niedzielę. Rura? Rura?
A piece of plastic tube. Okay, I'll stick it in.
Gdzie chcesz ją
Rather
wcisnąć?
light. The walls of the pipe are thin. Maybe it belongs to part of a ventilation system or something.
No bo zawsze dopiero jak ostatni live w danym tygodniu się kończy, to dopiero wtedy jest ogłoszenie wyników.
The poster survived the explosion relatively undamaged. It was probably hit squarely by the pressure wave and then pressed against the wall. Here's a table showing the occurrences of blood groups.
A, B, B. Dziwne. Co mi ma to dać? A, B, B, A, 0. Nie wiem, zapiszę to sobie. Nie. Zapisujesz tylko jak grasz w Dead by Daylight na YouTubie. To tylko wtedy zapisujesz. Mamy AB plus minus i to jest dominujące. B, A, 0, minus. Cokolwiek mi to da.
Whoa, hey, a welding torch. Angelina was using some heavy gear. But it doesn't look like it's been used. The safe wasn't cut open. Works perfectly, but it's not gonna help me much with the safe.
To z czym ci pomoże?
Works perfect, but it's not gonna... Whoa, hey!
Ale ja nie gram już w Dead by Daylight praktycznie. Jeszcze czasem mnie coś piznie. No, czaję. No, więc... No worries. Teczka!
There's paper lying everywhere. Most of it soaked through from rainwater.
Aha. Teczka.
Here's a folder. It's only wet on one corner.
Teczka.
Newspaper cuttings. From 1981. 12 years ago. William Gordon in fatal accident, Willow Creek. William Gordon fell on Tuesday from his studio in the tower of his home due to unknown causes. Blah, blah, blah. William Gordon, suicide. As the police today announced, we are now dealing with the fall of the master of Blackmere Castle, close by the village of Willow Creek. In all probability, a suicide. Here's another piece a week later. Grim serial murders in Willow Creek. Blah, blah, blah. Latest victim of bloody trail, Vic Valley, just 12 years old. According to police sources, his body was found next to a stone circle in the woods. The condition of the corpse gives reason to suspect a ritual killing. Another 2 weeks later. Main suspect in Willow Creek murders identified. As Scotland Yard has announced, it has been established that at 3 of the murder scenes, there are signs which suggest the involvement of Samuel Gordon, the grandson of William Gordon, who was killed last month. Samuel Gordon was found dead 2 weeks ago at the foot of one of the towers of Blackmere Castle. Apparently the tower from which his grandfather had previously... blah, blah, blah. Reports about the murder fest in Willow Creek 12 years ago. No wonder that Sir Richard was interested in it. William was his brother.
No i co ci da ta wiedza? No, jak dodasz, to wtedy... Poza tym, ja zawsze was informuję, że na przykład na YouTubie jest live, to wtedy po prostu możecie wpisać Gamer Scrolls na YouTubie, wejść na kanał i tam jest dostęp do live. Boże, nawet nie wiem, o kim teraz rozmawiamy. No idea. Dzień dobry, Maciej. Obecność. No, ja też miałem taki ciężki tydzień ostatnio.
Newspaper articles about Samuel Gordon's killing, an absolute feast. Newspaper articles about an absolute feat.
No nie? Ale masz czas, by być na moich live'ach. Może jakie jest hasło do sejfu? Na 5 liter. Ły i ly. Gdzie macie A, S, B, R, C, U, D, O, A. Czyli A, S, B, R, A, S, B, R, C, U, D, F, E, O, A, S, B, R, C, U, D, F, E, O. Super. A tutaj też się takie powtarzają? A, S. Czyli z tych liter A, S, B, R, C, U, D, F, E, O. No tak. I mamy słowo na raz, 2, 3, 4, na 5 liter. G, O, R, D, nie. Asbur. Boże, nie mam pojęcia.
Sheesh, I can only get...
Możesz tylko zgadywać.
Newspaper article, an absolute feast. Unless I have a good reason to do it, Boris's note is ripped down the middle.
Boris.
I can only read a half of the text. It reads to me like part of a poem. Days be done, Gordon's sun, hanging long and grow, the light and in sight.
Boże, słowo na 5 liter z A, S, B, R, C, U, D, F, E, O.
I can't get through there. The path. Newspaper articles about Samuel Gordon's killing spree. Oh, that must have been the story at the time. Gruesome ritual murder, violence, mystical hocus pocus. An absolute feat.
Samuel, Samuel. O Boże. Ale po prostu prowadzimy grupy krwi. Nie, ja idę też do pracy. Na 14:30. Ale jutro mam wolne. Cały dzień. AB. ABB. Tak! Udało się. Po prostu grupy krwi trzeba było wpisać. No to fajnie.
A metal holder with several blood samples. The boy mentioned that. There's a number on each sample, and there's a list of names stuck on the back of the safe. Now let's see. Weird. The numbers 1 to 5 are missing. That's Richard Gordon and William Gordon. Gordon's blood. What does Angelina want with that? Does she need it herself or something? Or does she want to stop it getting into other people's hands? Whatever it is, I can't trust her anymore. She's in this thing somehow and she's lied to me. I ought to drive back to Willow Creek. Maybe she's turned up there in the meantime. And then we'll see. There's nothing else in it, and I know what I had to know. Angelina was after the Gordons.
I co? Samochód musi znaleźć. Boże. Ja też chcę taką pracę. Nie potrzebujecie pracownika? Musisz znaleźć samochód.
Whoa, you've been in the crypt? Are there coffins in there?
Yeah, but no vampires.
Shame.
Well, what is it then?
A car! The other man's back!
The other kidnapper? Huh. Thanks for the warning. Okay, run home and tell your parents they should call the police, okay?
Cool.
I've got to be careful. Tom won't be too happy that I've disappeared.
Boże, i to jest co? Vibe Shop? No, fajki. Może się rozejrzę, że za pracą fajkową. I zostanę tam też kierownikiem i będę zarabiać. Dobra, musimy ukraść samochód. Boże, genialne. Genialne. Ja bym jej nigdy nie zmienił.
Tom's car's back there. Maybe I could hotwire it and...
I don't care what's happened to your head, you useless pisswit. Make sure you get the old cow on the phone. I'll look for that bastard.
I'm never gonna get to the car. Tom would see me and I think I've seen a weapon. Looks like there are two options. I can wait here for the police and then explain to them for hours on end what's going on here. Or I can lay a trap for Tom and then steal his car. That wouldn't do anything. The rip in the hose is a good yard long, and the tube isn't even 18 inches. I can't mend the hose like that. The rip in the pipe is so big that I can just as well let the water...
Zrobię tak.
Unless I have a good reason to do it, I'm not gonna set fire.
Masz dobry reason.
That wouldn't do anything. A thin-walled plastic pipe. The metal bar's a good 3. The rest of it, though, looks...
Dziwne. Czegoś nam tutaj brakuje jeszcze.
Newspaper an absolute.
Ale czego? Co tu trzeba zrobić? Spoko, zerknę. Spoko. Fajnie. Może potrzebuję coś jeszcze. Tylko kurwa co? Już więcej nic nie ma. To ci się naprawdę udało z tą pracą. No.
I could try to lure Tom here, but I'm sure not gonna wait until it rains and the Morris softens up.
No właśnie.
I ought to fix the hose.
No to napraw go.
The
Oh.
piece with the rip can't be repaired. I'll cut that bit out.
Super.
Okay, now I've got 2 halfway usable hose ends. I had to cut the hose into 2 pieces. If I want to have a long hose again, then I'm gonna have to... Yeah, great. The tube fits exactly. If I heat it up first, it ought to...
No właśnie. Dobrze. To tak zrób, Samuel. Tak zrobimy. Podgrzej rureczkę.
If I heat up the plastic tube, it'll expand. I think that'll do. It fits. Just wait a bit while it cools down.
Świetnie, masz naprawionego węża.
It's a pretty close fit on the hose. No more water's getting out of there. When the water flows through it, that'll cool the tube down completely.
Świetnie. Ona ma tyle dram, że ja już nie wiem, co ci zostało. Może morderstwo jakieś. Morderstwo byłoby spoko.
The hose is in position. Tom's still keeping guard at the castle entrance. Tom's still keeping guard at the castle entrance. As long as he's there, I can't... It's on. Okay, good. Let's put the whole swamp underwater. That ought to do it. Okay, let's hope everything works as
O
planned.
Boże. Ryzykujesz.
Hey! Tom!
Stop! Stay where you are!
O Boże.
Don't move or I'll shoot.
And I'd bet that'd be the highlight of your last 5 minutes on Earth. Tom.
Get me out of here!
Huh. Why should I? Weren't you gonna shoot me just now?
I wanna get out of here!
Then throw your weapon into the swamp and give me your car keys.
I'll...
You'll what? Die in utter misery?
There. Now get me out of here.
Not so fast.
No tak.
What's going on with Angelina? Is she involved with all this?
I've already told you. I don't know any Angelina.
Tja, I'm inclined to doubt that. She was only in the village a few days ago.
Then I didn't see her.
You would certainly have noticed her.
One more time. I don't know any Angelina, and there was nobody sniffing around the village either. Except you, okay? Throw me a bloody rope, will ya? Or something or other.
Who ordered you to kidnap me?
You're supposed to pull me out of this.
Was it this secret society?
I don't know anything about a secret society.
The Order. That means nothing to you?
Yeah. Okay. I was supposed to find you, knock you out, and bring you here.
And then?
She was going to call me on the phone and give me further instructions.
She.
A woman. Sounded quite old. No idea who she is.
And she didn't want me staying in Willow Creek?
Yeah. I was supposed to bring you here as soon as possible.
Do you know who belongs to the Order?
No idea. I've only ever seen these nutters over by the mine. They were wearing masks. I don't know who they all were.
All right then. I'm gone. The police will be here soon.
Get me out of here!
Why? Do you seriously believe you're gonna be sucked to the bottom? Idiot.
Boże, w tej grze się tyle dzieje, a możemy jeszcze pograć tylko 15 minut. I hate it.
Excuse me, sir. There's been a letter delivered for you.
Who delivered it?
I don't know. It was in the hotel's post box. But there's no stamp on it, so it must have been delivered personally.
Huh. Thanks.
Może od Angeliny?
Hey, it's from Angelina.
Wiedziałem.
Dear Darren, I haven't been completely honest with you.
I've been concerned with Willow Creek and Black Mirror for some time, and it was you I was looking for in Biddeford. I stumbled upon something there that I don't want to write about here. I I can only tell you this much. You are in danger.
O Boże.
There's a group of people who are out to kill you. They were already after you in Maine. They caught me here in Willow Creek. I managed to escape, and I've been hiding in a safe place since then. I found out today that you are here. I'll explain everything to you and hope that you will forgive me. No, I know that you'll forgive me when you know the dreadful truth. Come to the old lighthouse tonight at 11 o'clock. Make sure that no one follows you. I'll explain everything to you there. Together we can put an end to this whole thing. Take care of yourself, and trust no one. You don't know who might belong to the Order.
O Boże.
Angelina.
Boże. Angelina.
Huh. Angelina's alive. That's the good news. But what kind of a game is she playing? Can I trust her? She lied to me. She knew about this place the whole time. And I'm sure she wasn't unfamiliar with Reginald Boris either. The question is, what side is she on? What's she up to? Either way, I'm gonna find out this evening at the lighthouse. But I should take some precautions. The only place where I'll get a few honest answers is in the Chronicle of the Gordons. Once I know which role the Order plays, perhaps I can deduce what game Angelina's playing. I've got to find a way to read the Chronicle in the museum.
Dobrze. Idziemy do muzeum, Den. Nie ma Bobiego?
I wouldn't know what to talk about with these two.
Kurwa.
I wouldn't. Bobby's gone, but I'm not gonna get my hands on the book as long as these tourists are around. Perhaps I could hide and wait until the museum closes.
Gdzie masz się schować? Kurwa. W szafie? Dobrze, schowaj się.
Wait. The museum closes in an hour.
Boże,
Hard to
wreszcie.
believe that I really did fall asleep. But it's only just after 9, and I've got enough time to have a look at the Chronicle and then go to the lighthouse.
Boże, tyle się
Damn
dzieje.
dark here. Good that at least a few lights are left on overnight. It's open. And therefore it shall serve beyond the dominion of the church. Free are great for if the mem at or no be wary.
Boże. Aż się boję, co on się tutaj dowie.
Let's have a look then. This is where the part about the Order seems to begin. Only the brave actions of this valiant man preserved us from Mordred. It is to him, Father Matthias, that we owe for our life and freedom. Let his name not be forgotten, no less his doings, which we carry with us in our hearts. But nevermore shall the destiny of our community lie on the shoulders of one man alone. A man who may not possess the strength of Father Matthias and cannot withstand the powers of evil as he did. Therefore, a secret society shall be founded. The most decent and brave men of our community shall belong to it. They shall guard the academy and the key, the sacrifice room and the scriptures. They shall be the very men that stand between the world and the abyss. They shall pass their knowledge of Mordred and his dark forces from generation to generation. They shall be the descendants of Father Matthias in both spirit and action, for he gave himself for the well-being of us all. Does that mean the Order want to prevent Mordred from gaining power again? 100-year-old crazy ass. Crazy. But assuming the people in the Order really believe in it, then why are they after me? I don't intend to bring Mordred or any other bad spirits back into the world. And even if, how could I? These guys are completely nuts. People have been murdered here because of this ghost story. And Angelina, does she believe in this? Time that I ask her just that. We're gonna meet at the lighthouse soon.
Boże, muszę się stąd wydostać. Ale kurwa, jak?
Hardly anything in it. Oddly surprising, considering how little... I can see a tissue, some pieces of paper, and a chewing gum wrapper.
Hej, obecność.
Chewing gum, wrapped in aluminum foil. I just need a paper clip and then I can build an atomic bomb. An old piece of chewing gum. Very nice. The windows are closed off with heavy shutters, and I'll not get out of there unnoticed. The door will be locked, and I guess... Nothing in it, of course. It says black... Alright. I'm apparently...
Rozbita gablota.
The door will be locked. The cupboard wasn't such a bad place to hold up. Oh, I'm so... A run-of-the-mill wooden board. It's part of the sewing machine. I'm sure no one will notice if this piece of...
Kawałek drewna. Już nic nie ma.
Still the same weird shredding machine as yesterday. The window seems to be my only possibility to escape.
Deska na maszynę. Żeby ci nóg nie ucięło.
The shred is covered. There are two metal strips. One on the wall and one on the window. That's gotta be a pretty simple alarm. As soon as you open the window, the contact is broken and the alarm is triggered. You can't say movies aren't educational. That should be enough. The electricity will be conducted through the aluminum foil, even when the window's open. That went well. I should probably,
Satan!
not again.
From days done by till days be done. The same befalls each golden sun, a silent shadow hanging long. Gripping terror doth grow and grow, never cast into the light. Never is an end in sight.
What? What did you say? Where do you know this poem from?
The spirits of the forest whispered it to me.
Spirits of the forest? What's all that garbage?
Ghosts in robes. They've got horrible white faces. In the forest, near the haunted mine.
Hey, wait! Do you belong to the Order? Hello? That was the
Creep.
poem that Reginald Boris had on him. He probably belongs to the Order. And the bum said he heard the poem near the mine. I should go and have a look around there before I go and meet Angelina. So it's here. Man, what's wrong with me? If I was superstitious, I'd say a couple of ghosts just tried to make contact with me. But let's be rational here. I'm probably just losing my mind. Fantastic. Oh well. Hopefully it's just lack of sleep and the exhaustion.
I don't like it either, but it was right to send him.
Members of the Order, I gotta hide.
Once they opened the grave and the boy wasn't in it, I knew this would happen.
But he was so far away. Isn't it possible that the curse hadn't taken control of him?
She sees it differently. Otherwise, she wouldn't have tried to keep him captive.
Psst. She's coming. We thought we should meet in the mine today, due to the weather. Is that okay with you?
It makes no difference.
I should have guessed. Miss Valley's behind all this. She's Little Vic's sister. She's been really involved in the whole thing. And of course, being a librarian, she knew the Order's history. She must have convinced a few people from the village to get involved. Then, for whatever reason, they've targeted me. And this Miss Valley will stop at nothing. I'm sure. Was Angelina in her way? I gotta find out.
O Boże.
What does this mean? Why are we having this meeting?
Is there something new from Reginald?
What about the girl? Is she really here again?
Have you heard anything from Wales?
There's some bad news. Brother Reginald is dead.
What the bloody hell did you just say?
Oh my god!
But this is not the time for mourning. The girl is still snooping around here, and what's worse, He has escaped.
How?
What are we gonna do if he finds out?
Silence. The danger is near. Very near. Both the girl and our American friend could destroy everything we've created over the last few years. I'm afraid we're forced into taking drastic measures.
But we can't.
We've got no other choice.
I better get out of here.
What was that?
Someone there? It's him!
Stop
Darren,
the door!
it's all
The
right.
door!
We're not
Don't
going
let
to
him
hurt
escape!
you.
O Boże.
Be careful!
You've got no chance.
I said stop him!
Don't let him escape!
Damn!
He mustn't escape.
Dobra, zapisujemy. Nie będę tego teraz robił. Jeszcze dużo. Jutro to zrobimy. Bo się spóźnię do pracy. Dobra, na tym kończymy. Dzieje się dużo, pograłbym dalej, ale no nie mogę. Na razie, miłego dnia.